Hello, welcome to a brand new podcast.
Hi, this is
from the Two Fine-Looking Brothers Media Conglomerate.
This is a totally original podcast idea. No one else has ever done anything like this before, and we did not steal our namesake from it.
You're correct. This is the Josh E. Cast, in which I will serve as a professor, and I will be teaching Zachary the lore, or not the lore. I will teach Zach One Piece. He will never read it. He will never watch it. So in order for him to sort of get it and enjoy on the amazing
world,
legendary One Piece story of One Piece, I'll be lecturing him. Today is going to be, to start off, today is going to be a sort of not syllabus day, but a background day. Today we're going to cover everything you need to know before we can get into the different arcs.
Okay.
So today this is not necessarily, this may go into two podcasts, but I think we're going to start off with geography, then go into history and politics of the world. However, this is going to take a while, and I'm obviously going to miss stuff. And this is going to be the very basic stuff, the stuff that you should know from the beginning, because a lot of stuff is twists that come into individual arcs. So I'm deciding whether I should save that for each arc or not. But feel free to interrupt me and ask any questions, obviously.
Okay.
Because I don't want to talk the whole time.
I'll raise my hand.
But you can raise your hand. I will be able to see you.
Okay.
I guess this is weird because I have nothing in front of me. I should probably have prepared notes, but I guess we're going to get started with the geography of the One Piece world because it's very important. You will not really... It was very hard for me to understand at first, but, once you get it, you get it. I didn't get how the planet was structured for a while, and it got me very confused, but eventually I understood
Professor?
it. Yes.
I thought this was a sociology class. May I go to the bathroom?
You can go to the bathroom.
Alright, thanks.
Are you actually going to the bathroom? Oh, he's actually going to the bathroom.
No, not really.
Okay, I'm going to stop.
I'm still here.
Oh, you're
no,
not?
that was a joke.
Okay. Did that happen in the Sonship lecture? I don't even remember.
No. The joke was that I'm a stupid college student who thinks you have to ask to go to the bathroom.
Oh. Yeah, okay. So, geography of the One Piece planet. It is not Earth. People have interpreted whether it is Earth or not, but I do not think it is. It's completely different geography, completely different history. There's no way it could really be Earth.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it flat like Earth?
That is correct. No, I'm joking. Anyway, the only thing that would slightly hint that it is Earth, there's occasional crosses and Bibles and Christian symbology, but honestly, I think that's just a throwaway thing. We pretty much, the community experience decided that there's not really any true connections to Earth. So, in the world of One Piece, there are four races or four types of people that we know of so far. These are humans, which make up most of the population, obviously. Then there are fishmen, which are they're humanoid-like aquatic creatures, and they are a single fishman is exactly 100 times stronger without any training on both ends than an average human, with no training on either end. So they're very powerful.
Okay. As is the case on Earth.
Okay. Yes, that is correct. Anyway, so then you have Skypeans, or Sky people, which
I remember them.
These weird they're like these fairy type creatures. They're not very important to the story, but you'll see how they are important as we go along.
But there is an ocean in the clouds that is canon.
The clouds are, yes, a second layer of ocean. Hasn't really been explored much, but some of it has been explored.
Okay.
By Luffy's crew and Gold Roger's crew, which we'll get to eventually. Anyway, so
yes, there was at one point a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
I'm eating Cheez-Its. I'm very hungry.
Are we going to talk about when they hung him from the gallows and the final words that he said?
We will talk about that when we get to history.
Okay.
But anyway, so we have the last, but definitely not least, are minks, which is probably the most recently discovered race in the series, like chronologically. Obviously, they've been around as long as the rest. That's not what I mean, but you get what I'm saying, right?
No.
Okay, these are pretty much a furry's dream. They're literally just animal humans. And
they're faunus.
They can. No, but they're like literally just like. It's like if Blake was just a cat that was walking around, like look and was like human.
Is that not what?
You know what I mean?
Not what it is? Like.
They just. I'm trying to like explain this to you. I guess the best way would be a picture.
They're like anthro furry. Like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send you a picture and you'll definitely get it. So you got minks. If this picture will overload, and they can use they can conduct electricity from, like, pretty much they have the ability to just conduct electricity from the air and use it in combat. So those are pretty much all the sort of races of the One Piece world. But I feel like what's more important to understand right now is the geography, which I'll get into. But before I do that, I'm sending you a picture of the minks.
Where are you sending?
Two of our favorite mink characters. I'll send it to you in a Discord.
Okay.
There's a picture of Carrot and I don't remember the other girl's name. But we will get to her. That's them at some point.
What the fuck?
They're very new to the series. Do you get it? Did you get the picture?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So you get what I mean now.
That's horrifying.
It is. I said if one of those creatures walked into my room, I'd be like fucking shitting myself. Anyway, to the geography of the One Piece world, it's very confusing. It took me a while to get. You might get it right away. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. So how it works is, it's just a planet. There's no real continents. It's a planet. It's just ocean. Going around the center of the planet is a rock formation known as the Red Line, and the center longitudinally. So like
what's it called?
Not the equator.
No,
the other one, whatever it is.
Something meridian.
Prime meridian.
Yeah, the prime meridian.
Yeah. Going around the prime meridian is, so you sort of get it now, like you visualize it, right? Like all the way around the Earth is a like sort of mountain formation known as the Red Line. So going across the equator is just a ocean current known as the Grand Line.
But it doesn't connect because there is a mountain range in the middle of it?
Yes, the first half of the Grand Line is known as just the Grand Line, and the second half is known as the New World, because it's very hard to get to, and it hasn't really been there are people there and everything, but it's sort of not a lot of people get to go there in their lifetimes, and that's the second half of the Grand Line.
Because you have to move a ship over the mountain range.
Yes, so we'll discuss the ways you can do that. Okay. Because there are two known options right now.
Is it that thing that sent them into the cloud place?
No. That has nothing.
Can't you just drop down from there? Can't you like go up, go over, and then drop down?
How are you gonna know though? You don't. There's no like technology that would tell you where you are.
Just like go up in front of the mountain and then come down after.
No, because the thing that shoots you up in the sky is only one place.
Oh, there's only one.
Yeah, there's only one of it, and it's near a certain island on the Grand Line. So
okay,
you can't really like choose where you want to go up. But anyway, so and this system, it's almost like a divides the Earth into 4 like quadrants, which are the East Blue, North Blue, South Blue, and West Blue. So
wait,
it's this is where it gets tricky because it like this confused me for a while. So in the up, like if you're looking at the Earth as if it was flat, in the
which it is,
like just visualize this in the top top right is the East Blue. That's where our story begins. So
that's in the old world.
Yes.
Okay.
In the old world, and in the bottom right is the South Blue.
And that's below the Grand Line.
Yes, below the Grand Line and above the Grand Line.
Okay.
And then you get to the other side of the red line, and there is
which is on the left.
The North Blue. Yes, the North Blue is the top left.
Okay.
And the West Blue is the bottom.
Okay, so you just tilt it like 45 degrees clockwise, and then it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It took me a while to get, but like, so the way you get from in the center on one side of the planet of the red line is a thing called reverse mountain, which has a current that goes up and down a mountain, which gets you into the Grand Line.
What the fuck?
So like, you go up in almost like a triangle, kind of. You don't go across. You go up to the top, and then you go back down into the Grand Line.
Okay.
On the same side you're on. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You go up, and then you come...
So, like, if you're let's say you're coming from the East Blue, like our characters.
Okay.
You take your shit, there's a current that goes shooting up the mountain. You go up that current, and you sort of... Maybe I'm getting this wrong.
Well, first of all, currents don't flow up.
Okay, I get it. I can explain. This is a fictional world.
Okay, but gravity flows up
the mountain. I can't. This is what he wrote. I can't. This is what like, Lord Oda wrote. I can't argue with it.
You call him Lord Oda?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
So you get to the top, and then you go back down on the same side. So you like almost like do like a turn.
It's like a U-turn.
You know what I mean? Go back down. It's a U-turn at the top, and then you go back down, and you land into the Grand Line. That's the only way you can get into the Grand Line. You can't just sail into it.
But the Grand Line's a current. Why can't you just sail into it?
Because there are too many on the borders of the Grand Line. There are a shit ton of monsters, or like giant like things that will just destroy your ship like right away.
Everywhere.
There's that. So unless you have a in what's it called? I think it's sea stone. It's a type of stone. Unless you have a ship that has a layer of that stone protection, you cannot sail into the Grand Line any other way.
It's just conveniently like guarded on both sides all the way around the planet.
Sort of, and yes, and that's as we know so far. There could be other things to it, but so you sail across the Grand Line, approaching the other side. You're approaching the other half of the Earth.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you're approaching the mountain range.
So like, let's say you're on the reverse mountain where you like get into the Grand Line. If you dig all the way through the Earth, you'll end up in this other spot. You get what I'm saying?
So they're like opposite points, right at the on the equator.
It's the prime meridian, but the opposite side.
But you're at the meeting point of the equator and the prime meridian, pretty much.
Yes, you're still. It's the other side of the Earth. The same. It's the
yeah.
meeting point, but on the other side of the Earth. Yeah. Okay. So once you get there, you have a
and it flows
sort of triangle. A triangle current.
It flows counterclockwise, like that way. Or no, wait. It flows like left, pretty much, around.
It flows
west. West is the right word.
It flows. It depends on what way you're looking at it. Like if you
it flows. If you have a north and a south, it flows west. Right, like if you're looking at it like on a globe.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, if you're looking at it on a globe, you're in the East Sea, and you go to like the pretty much like the bottom right of where you can get, because you can't cross the ground line and you can't cross the mountains. You go into that corner and then it brings you across west, and then you hit the west border of your hemisphere and you hit the mountains.
I'm trying to. Let me try to explain it. So you're sailing across the East Blue. You're going left.
You're going
towards the mountain range, towards the prime meridian. No, this is not on the Grand Line. Just normal East Blue sailing.
Oh, so you go to like the bottom left of your of the east.
You go to the bottom left of your quadrant, then you get into Reverse Mountain, which brings you
okay. So it goes
back on to the Grand Line, but not on the other side, on the same side you were on.
So it goes east.
Yes, so then you go east, and once you get to the farthest most east point, which brings you back to the red line on the other side of the Earth, there's a triangular current right in front near the red line, and it contains the three most prominent marine locations, which I will get to. I'll get to the Marines and everything. Obviously, it has. I'm trying to remember. It has. I believe it's Enies Lobby, which is like the judiciary place. It's where like the courthouse is, where you're either like. Do you get what I'm saying? Like sort of like where you're judged.
Is that where Goldbeard was like judged? Where he's executed?
No.
Hung from the gallows?
No. It's where he would have been judged. It's not where he was executed. It's not where he was hung from the gallows.
Okay.
And then there's then in the other, the second corner of the triangle is what's called Impeldown, which is a giant like aquatic prison that it's divided into 7 layers, like kind of like hell, where each layer is worse than the last and is different. Like, depending on how severe your crimes are, you get put in a different way.
Okay.
So you have this prison, and on the third half is a place called Marineford, which is like the capital, pretty much of the planet.
Wait, what's it called?
No. Marineford.
Marineford.
Yes. So this is like pretty much where the Marine headquarters is where all like the head admirals and stuff like live and everything.
Okay.
And this is like the big place. Okay. So then you're at the other end of the red, like the red line. So there's 2 ways to get over this one. You can either get your ship coated.
Coated.
So it can go coated like with like paint, but not with paint. You know what I mean? Like that. There's only a couple people that know how to do this, which I'll get to eventually, and you can sail to the bottom of the ocean, which is where Fishman Island is, which is where most of the fish.
Wait, there's an island on the bottom of the ocean?
Yes,
what?
Under the red line.
That's not an island. Wait, under the red line.
No, it's like, how to explain it? There's like a cutout in like the bottom of the ocean, the bottom of the red line, where Fishman Island is.
Okay, and it like lets out on.
It's called Fishman Island. It's not really an island. It's just a city on the ocean floor, but it's called Fishman.
Okay. Okay.
And then if you go through the other side, you're obviously on the other side of the red line. Back on the other, like so. You sort of get what I'm saying, because it's like hollowed out under the.
Yes. All right. So what's the other way?
Okay. The other way is you can use some sort of technology or everything to get your ship to the top, but on the top is a place called Mary Joa. And this place is where people, this will get into the history, which I'll get into, is where people known as the Celestial Dragons live. And all you need to know right now is that if you are a pirate, that is not an option.
Oh.
And I'll get into the history. Like, if you're anything but, like, a marine head or like, a royalty, you will not be able to get through that way.
Okay.
Or you'll get killed instantly. So you're going to want, if you're a pirate, you're going to want to go through Fishman Island. And that brings you to the second half of the Grand Line, which is known as the New World. And we're about halfway across the New World right now in the series.
Is that where the time skip happens?
Time skip happens right before they go to Fishman Island.
Okay.
Yeah, so the time skip happens after a major war.
I assume they just spend a shit ton of time in that little triangular area.
Yes, there's the longest saga of the series to date takes place in this
triangular
area, and it's pretty much once they get there, a chain of events happens, which I'll get to eventually, that sort of separates the crew, and it's pretty much Luffy on his own, and he gets involved in this big war, which I'll get to when we get there, but so I guess do you sort of understand the geography?
I think I do understand it. And
okay,
are there just like small islands in the middle of the Grand Line?
Yes, there's just islands everywhere. There's no continents.
So,
really.
But there's islands.
Some islands are obviously much bigger than
there's
others.
Islands in the Grand Line.
It's like yes,
that's everywhere.
It's like Wind Waker.
Everywhere they stop is like.
Oh, you know what I mean? It's like they don't stop on every island.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to this. This is a good question because this brings me into it. There's a piece of technology called a log pose, where pretty much once you get to the Grand Line, the way it works is that because of the way the currents work and everything, if you just want to you pretty much have to follow this. You can't go to it in any order, or else you'll be fucked and your ship will be lost forever. Kind of.
Okay.
You have to go in the order that the log post points to. So it's a device. So if you have this, you can navigate the Grand Line. But if you don't have it, you're fucked.
Who made this device?
We do not know yet.
So isn't the point of them being on the Grand Line to find this treasure?
Yes, and this will sort of bring me into the history.
So if someone made
someone
made a tool mapping out the Grand Line, wouldn't they have already gotten to the end and found the treasure?
Yeah, that's a great question, and yes, it probably makes sense. The only crew we know of that has gotten to the end of the Grand Line is Gold Roger's crew, which will get me into the history.
So he's the one who made it.
And not necessarily true because the Marines have stations all across the Grand Line, every ocean, you know what I mean? We don't know how far the Marines have gotten. We don't know, but and there's also, it's possible that Whitebeard, who we'll get into later, he's a very important character, has been to the end of the Grand Line too, but we do not know. So this transitions into the history, sort of. So the known history, sort of, is about 1,000 years, and so about 1,000 years ago, we know of this kingdom known as, we don't know the name of it, it's just known as the Ancient Kingdom. And it was pretty much like what you would consider the Roman Empire. It was the most prominent kingdom. It was pretty much like they had most of the known world in their grasp.
Okay.
They pretty much they were the big empire, and in this kingdom every race lived in harmony. There was fishmen, humans, minks, you name it, except for Skypians because they're completely separate history.
Okay.
Or so we think. Yeah. So you have this sort of utopian world, kind of, and then we have 100 years. The year from the 900 to the 800 mark is a century known as the Void Century, where there's no recorded history. Nobody knows what happened. All we do know is that before this century, there was the Great Empire. After this century, the entire world was divided into smaller countries, and the Marines controlled everything.
Okay.
So we don't know what happened during this 100-year event. The only thing that tells the history of this 100 years is an item known as the poneglyphs, which are these giant stone tablets.
Oh.
And only certain people from a certain island are the only people alive that can still read these poneglyphs. And the only character we know of that is still alive right now that can read the poneglyphs is Robin.
Okay.
So she's from the Down. So so we'll get to the characters, but like these poneglyphs are the only things that tell the history. So pretty much they're scattered all across the known world. Like you have no idea where these poneglyphs were. They just are there after this.
So
century,
like when the crew
century.
finds them, Robin like gives a lecture about history, I assume.
Yes.
Does it take up a whole episode?
Not really. No. It's
okay.
A lot of times she doesn't like. There's a lot of times where she doesn't lecture and keeps it to herself. Like very early on, obviously that's what she doesn't tell the story at all. But later it started. Like, she just talks about it, and they're a little like they're almost like a paragraph each. It's not like they're gonna like take up the whole episode. And we eventually find that so these poneglyphs are scattered on the earth. So eventually you'll find if you happen to find all the poneglyphs, you will. They're indestructible, by the way. They're made with indestructible rock.
Okay.
So if you happen to find all the poneglyphs, you will know the history of the Void Century and what happened during that time. However, no one alive, except the only person that was able to find all the poneglyphs was Gold Roger.
So he's the only one who knew.
During his journey. He's the only one, him and his second in command.
Okay.
Who we'll get to. He's alive. His name is Rayleigh, but we'll get to him. They are the only ones who know of sort of the whole history of the Void Century, what's going on, and how the Marines came to be.
Okay.
But so going back to Mary Jo, which is contained of these people called the Celestial Dragons. These are nobles descended from sort of not the ancient kingdom, the outlying islands that weren't part of the ancient kingdom. So there was the ancient kingdom, but then there was outliers that just weren't part of it, that they couldn't conquer or whatever.
So
you know what I mean?
Are they actual? Are they actual dragons?
No, they're humans, but they're just called Celestial Dragons. The Japanese name is Tenryubito, I think. And
wait, what is it?
So you don't need to know it. I just call them Celestial Dragons, but it's Tenryubito, I think, or something like that. But so these people are the worst, most despicable human beings in the universe. They're like disgusting, horrible people.
I don't think they're that bad.
They own slaves. They mostly enslave. They enslave occasional humans, but they mostly enslave fishermen. And they're just disgusting, horrible people, and they're the royals. So pretty much the Marines are the protectors of, they say, the world, but they're really the protectors and the bitches of these people. And so the Marines pretty much they are like the central government of the world. They're like the conduits of the world government. They're pretty much I don't know how to explain it. It's like a military government, kind of.
Okay.
And they control the entire world.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so they pretty much, they exist, and they bring about the order and everything. And people who go against the Marines are considered to be pirates. Pretty much anyone who goes against Marines' order is considered to be pirates. And there's also a group known as the Revolutionary Army, who is starting to build up a rebellion against the Marines. Throughout the series, we see glimpses of them. Their leader of the Revolutionary Army is a man named Monkey D. Dragon.
Monkey D. Dragon.
He's Luffy's father.
Okay.
He's Luffy's father.
Is he a Celestial Dragon?
No.
What?
His name is just Dragon.
His name's Dragon. Okay.
And he is the son of Monkey D. Garp, who, yes,
Monkey D. Garp.
Garp.
Garp, damn it.
Garp is a high-ranking Marine officer. or Marine, whatever, general, whatever. He's really high ranking in.
So his son went against him.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So that's all you know so far, and to continue the history. Oh shit! I was just gonna say something and I forgot. Fuck.
This is all Garp's fault.
Fuck. I guess I'll go into Gold Roger now. So Gold Roger was a pirate from a place called Logetown. That's where he was executed. It's in the East Blue. Gold Roger was a sort of he just wanted, like, his goal was to change the world. That is his goal. So he wanted to change the world, and he assembled a crew, and he sailed across, which has never been done before previously. He sailed across the entire equator, eventually getting to he found all the poneglyphs during this time, and he figured out how to write in the poneglyph language during this time, and he added notes to certain poneglyphs and everything to help whoever would follow his, like, dream along the way. And eventually he made it to Raftel, which is the place where he apparently hid the One Piece, which is his treasure. Eventually before he set off, like, he was a pirate for a long time, and he was a famous pirate. Eventually he became the Pirate King, which is, like, the most powerful, most influential pirate in the world. And I remember what I was going to talk about before this, but I'll get to that. So he had a terminal disease, and that's when he decided he was going to sail along the Grand Line. So right when he was close to dying, he turned himself in. So his goal was he turned himself in purposely so he can give the message to all the pirates and fuck up the Marines. You know what I mean? Create more pirates instead of, because the Marines wanted to execute him to warn other people from becoming pirates.
Okay.
However, he turned it against them. He turned himself in, and right before he was about to execute, they asked him if he had last words, and he had told the whole spiel about the One Piece.
My fortune is yours for the taking.
The golden age.
But you'll have to find it first.
It started the golden age of piracy, meaning that it had the exact opposite effect of what the Marines wanted.
I left everything I owned in One Piece. Pirates from all over the world, set sail.
Yes, that's correct.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. So, back what I was going to say, in the New World, this is what I completely forgot to mention. It's obviously still has Marine influence, but it's mainly controlled by 4 pirate emperors known as Yonko. You can become a Yonko pretty much if you you either kill another Yonko or you can either... So pretty much if you want to survive in the New World without getting killed, you can either become a Yonko by killing another Yonko, or you can align yourself with the Yonko.
Okay.
And the 4 current Yonko are Shanks, who
I've heard his name, yes. Right?
He was the red-haired guy that saved Luffy in the first couple chapters. Remember?
He's a king.
Yeah. Shanks, he's one of the 4 pirate emperors of the New World.
I assume Luffy's aligned with
he
him.
Controls
right.
He doesn't know really Shanks is a pirate emperor, because it's not like you can Google anything in this world. It's kind of like everything you need to know, you just have to find out.
There are
newspapers.
So which is Luffy aligned with, or did he kill one?
He is not. He's going against them.
Okay. So
so there's 4 pirate emperors right now in the series. There is Shanks. There is Big Mom, which is funny name, honestly, but yeah.
Big Mom.
She's
actually that's that's the mom.
We're currently in the Big Mom arc right now.
We're in the Big Mom arc.
Luffy's going up against her. Yes, Luffy's going up against her right now. And there's Kaido, who is like this giant, like half human, half beast, like monstrous thing. And then you have, now it was originally pre-time skip, it was Whitebeard, who is one of Gold Roger's best friends, sort of. Like they were originally like rivals, and then they became friends. So you have Whitebeard, but now he is no longer a Yonko. We'll get to his spiel once we get to the Great War and stuff like that. But then we have now the current Yonko in in Whitebeard's position is Blackbeard, who is probably going to end up being the main antagonist of One Piece.
Blackbeard.
But we'll get to him.
So
yes.
we have
she's inspired by the pirate Blackbeard.
So we have Blackbeard, Whitebeard, and Goldbeard.
Yes.
Okay.
There is a brown beard, but he's a very minor character. He doesn't matter.
Wait, really, I want to meet Purplebeard.
So, pretty much the beards you need to know are Blackbeard and Whitebeard, both of whom do not have beards but have giant mustaches.
Am I going to be quizzed on this? Okay.
No. So pretty much, I feel like that's really the history you need to know right now. And I feel like, because as the story progresses, you obviously learn more intricacies. And I feel like, and I sort of discussed the politics of the world, and I feel like I'm missing stuff. Like, if you have any questions, ask me, because that might be leading me into other things.
What's, are all, like, the quadrants of the world, like, isolated from each other? Like, I know they're all like small islands there, but none of them are like they're able to like travel to the other ones in the quadrant, but not to others.
You can obviously the Marines can get anywhere they want. We don't know how yet, but they can. And pretty much how it works is it like I said, if you want to go to another quadrant, you have to use either Reverse Mountain or the Grand Line. Like, you can't just say, oh, I want to go to the West Blue from the whatever. You have to go through, like, one of the ways I discussed
Reverse Mountain will get you to the other quadrant.
Reverse Mountain will get you to, from East Blue to, you can go to either the Grand Line or you can go to, South Blue.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. It can't get you any of the other ways.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think because this is a sort of base introduction to how the world works, I guess. But then I could jump right into the first saga.
Wouldn't that be next episode?
If you're ready for it. Oh yeah. I mean. Yeah, probably. I'm trying to, I feel like I'm missing stuff. That's what I'm worried about. Do you feel like you don't get it?
I feel like I understand sort of the world and what it's leading up to.
Mm-hmm.
I assume they're gonna, beat they're gonna beat, the other two kings, right? And then they meet Shanks or whatever the fuck his name is. And he's like, I'm the king. And he's like, no way, I don't want to fight you.
There's a lot of actually, I'm dumb. Luffy knows that Shanks the king, but he doesn't want to go up against him, so he's going up against another.
So why?
Because he'd rather be, on the same footing as Shanks. Originally his goal was to go up against Kaido, and he teamed up with Code for this, which I'll get to Code eventually.
But why doesn't he just align? Why is he aligned with Shanks? He seems cool.
Because he doesn't want to align with anyone. He doesn't want to have to do anyone's bidding. He wants to be completely on his own. You know what I mean? He wants to be completely free of any regulations. So his goal was to go up against Kaido, but a chain of events happened to where he has to go up against Big Mom now.
Big Mom.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll send you a picture of her.
Please do.
Just imagine a character in One Piece.
Is it like Fat Mama? That's because that's what I'm imagining her as right now.
Okay, I'm saving the picture and I'll send it to you in a second.
Okay, and you can copy and paste pictures into Discord.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
If
there's anyone else you want to see pictures of, let me know, because pictures will probably help, I guess.
That is a Big Mom.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I'll send you a picture of all the Yonko, I guess.
Okay. But is it building?
Just so you get like an idea.
Is the show building up to like there is no treasure?
Do you want to hear the most popular theory involves like, which is the one I side with. Definitely, this theory makes sense. Is that there is no physical One Piece. The One Piece. Oh, that's the biggest thing. The D.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How did I forget that? That's the entire connecting thing. Oh
D
my god.
means
So
there's no treasure.
there is. No, D is there's a okay. D is I'm gonna look up everyone that has a D middle name in the show. So there is a prophecy in terms of the Celestial Dragons, the asshole guys, that they are better than everyone except they cannot handle anyone with a D in the middle of the name. The D are said to be the people that were able to take on the Celestial Dragons. Like the D are the people that will eventually change the world. So the people with the D in their middle, it's called this concept is called the will of the D, and the people that have a D in the middle name. So like as we know in the show are Monkey D. Luffy, obviously, Gold D. Roger, Portgas D. Ace, who is Luffy's brother, who we will get into, Marshall D. Teach, otherwise known as Blackbeard, Jaguar D. Saul, who he's not that important, but we'll get into him. Monkey D. Garp, who is Luffy's grandfather. Monkey D. Dragon, who is Luffy's
Is
father.
it just a coincidence that his name is D. Dragon? And he is the one of the people able to take down the Celestial Dragons?
It's a coincidence. Okay. And Portgas D. Rogue is the wife of Gold Roger, who we'll get into. But then we have Trafalgar D. Law, who is...
Is that Code? Yeah. I knew that name.
So those are the people that we currently know that have a D in their middle name. And we don't know what the D is. It's very similar to the Silver-Eyed, what we know of the Silver-Eyed people. In
the
Ruby.
D is...
You know what I mean? How, like, if the Grimm were the Celestial Dragons, that's what it's kind of like.
The D is silent.
God, but yeah, so that's... The will of the D is a big concept, and the most popular theory, which you could probably imagine, is that the D are the ancestors of the Ancient Kingdom.
Alright, that makes sense.
Which, yeah, that's the most popular theory. It's obviously not confirmed or denied, but that's what I believe. And the One Piece is destroying the concept of destroying the Grand Line, the Red Line, bringing all the oceans together and restoring like the Ancient Kingdom. That's what people think.
Okay, so we think the Red Line is like man-made after the kingdom.
It's not confirmed or denied. That's what the theory is. Okay.
So I have one more question. At the beginning of the show, like the first episode, Luffy is in the East Sea, right?
East Blue.
East Blue. Yeah. So how did Shanks get there? If he's in the Grand Line in the New World,
he took Reverse Mountain back.
Wait.
We also
We don't know.
You
can take Reverse Mountain back.
Yeah, because think about it. If you sail all the way to the end of the... Oh, wait. We don't know how he was there. Never mind.
But...
He was just there. We don't know... We don't even know if he was an emperor yet. Yonko.
Oh, you think, like, once you get there, you can't come back? And he was just not... He just didn't go to the New World yet?
No, I feel like you can, though, because Whitebeard comes to the first half of the Grand Line for the Great War, so... There has to be a way we don't know of yet, because we don't know what's beyond Raftel, where the One Piece is. You know what I mean? We don't know what's past.
Is that not at the end?
No one.
Can you not like?
That's what we think, but we don't know. Like, we don't know what's on that other side of the.
Has no one like looked over the mountain?
No one can. You can't, like, no one can just, like, decide, hey, I want to go to Raftel. Like, you have to go, like, I don't know.
No, I mean the mountain on the other side. Because it's, like, you're essentially on the same place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd probably just get back to Reverse Mountain. Because, yeah, you would get back to Reverse Mountain, I guess.
Okay.
it's interesting because like that means that right near where Luffy started is where the One Piece is kind of.
Yeah. Well, where
Yeah, but
where was his home in relation to? I know it's in the east.
okay, his home is about in the middle, sort of in the middle of the East
Okay.
Blue. It's an island called what's Luffy's home island called
Palette
again?
Island.
It's in island is oh it's I think it's the Goa Kingdom. Yeah, it's the island's called Dawn Island, and the kingdom that occupies it is called the Goa Kingdom.
And I also have
And a lot of stuff happens there in the backstory. It's also where Dragon was from.
okay. Is there a way to get from the the western blue to the northern blue?
Not that we know. There has to be, but we don't like. We know we learn things as the characters learn them. We don't get like big exposition dumps.
Okay.
So like, it's like if I was traveling the Earth in like the 1500s, like I wouldn't really know about all the intricacies of how the world works and where everything is in relation to everything. You know what I
Okay.
mean? If I was just exploring, like that's kind of like we learn it as they go along. So there's a lot of stuff we just don't know yet, but there's a lot of stuff we like do. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and the stuff you know could be wrong.
Yes, but it's unlikely.
Okay.
I mean, I still don't know anything that happened in the in the Void Century.
Well, I mean, you know some, right?
We know that there was originally, like I told you what we know. We know that there was originally an ancient kingdom,
The kingdom.
that controlled most of the earth. There were outlying islands that weren't part of it. Then once after there's the Void Century, and now the world government and the Marines controlled everything, and there was nobles from the outlying places that are now at the top. So it's kind of we think like we pretty much there's a lot more to this, but we think that it was probably that they sort of decided like all team up and go against the ancient kingdom. Probably this is like all theory right now, and then they won, but they like they're pretty racist, so they like treat like fishmen and like horribly and stuff like that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like they think like fishmen are subhuman and stuff like that.
Okay.
Originally they were all equal, and
Are there other people that live on the Red Line that aren't the Celestial Dragons?
there's there's the what are they called? Hold on, give me a second. They live in the same place. They aren't really celestial dragons, but they are. I forgot them too. Give me 1 second. They're pretty important. We know almost nothing about them. They're the Gorosei. So these are 5 people, 5 really old guys. We have no idea how powerful they are. No idea what their motives are. They are. All we know is that they are the leaders of the world government.
Okay.
And they live there, and the celestial dragons live there.
Are there like normal civilizations on the Red Line, or just
No,
just like evil
them.
people who don't want to be in the ocean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I got a question. Do people
Yes.
who live on islands in the Grand Line know they're on the Grand Line?
Yes,
Okay.
they say we're on the Grand Line and stuff
Because,
like that. They like give instructions about how to like sail through the Grand Line because there's different rules than like the regular ocean. There's
I assume they have like a lot of
Grand Line has
they
interesting.
have a lot of like pirates coming through, right? Like all the islands on it
Yeah.
probably are like
Pirates wanting to follow Gold Roger, get his shit.
yeah.
Not all. I'm just it. Just for now, all you need to know is that all of the Celestial Dragons are complete assholes.
Okay.
I'm on the Wikipedia page right now about the world government, so let's see if there's anything I missed. Oh, God. There's so much, like, layers to this story.
The
That's
fact that there's a
complicated.
whole...
There are these things known as the...
Continue.
What'd you say?
Continue.
Okay, so there's these things called the ancient weapons. That there are no... The ancient weapons, we don't know whether they... We know some of them. We don't know whether they are concepts. We don't know whether they're, like, they're devices. We have no idea what they are. Some people believe that the directions to make the ancient weapons are on poneglyphs. It's not confirmed nor denied if this is true, but so these ancient weapons are said to be able to destroy the world government, pretty much like everything. So that's why some people think they're concepts more than that. The one most popular theory is that they're going to use a weapon called Pluton to destroy the Red Line, but the only people that know how to make Pluton are, the person that knows how to operate Pluton is Robin from Poneglyphs, and the person that knows how to make Pluton is Frankie. So
wait, who knows how to make it?
It's very confusing. What'd you say?
Who knows how to make it?
No, it's very hard to say. I'm gonna go to the Wikipedia page because like all this stuff is very unclear. I feel like we'll be able, once the series is over, we'll get a much better understanding of this.
And it'll be over in like 5 years or something.
Yeah, the series right now in the manga is about 65% done. That's what.
How much?
65% done, and
so we got like.
So I feel like since we're like halfway across the New World already. So I feel like the entire final part is gonna be like a big war. It seems like. Okay, so Pluton is one of the 3 ancient weapons. The other 2 are Poseidon and Uranus. Pluton is known to be... I'm going to read this to you. Pluton is known to be a huge warship capable of mass destruction. It was constructed long ago in the city of Water 7 in the Grand Line. We'll get to the Water 7 arc eventually. Pluton was first mentioned by Crocodile when he was trying to obtain it using Robin. So we'll get to that stuff eventually, but that's part of the main story. But so Poseidon, we do know Poseidon is a person.
Okay.
It is the current princess of Fishman Island is Poseidon.
Wait, he's a princess.
Princess of Fishman Island. She's a giant mermaid. We know that she has the Poseidon power. She can pretty much use any aquatic life she can command, and that's the weapon of Poseidon, I guess.
No, that's Aquaman.
So we know. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
I am the product of what you made.
We know 2 of the 3 weapons so far. We know Pluton is a giant ship. Poseidon is a person, and we don't know what the rest are. So the ancient weapons are the things that are said to be capable of destroying, like, the world government.
Destroy us all.
So yeah, yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to the world government page, make sure I don't miss anything. We'll get to specific history and specific historical events as we go through the series, because like each arc has sort of ties to specific historical events.
Okay.
Kind of.
So while you're looking at that, I have a question.
Yes.
Can fishmen breathe in water and out of water? Okay.
Yes. They have lungs and gills. Yeah. So there's CP units, which are like top official units of the world government. They're kind of like so there we the only ones we've seen so far are CP9 and CP0, and these are like just groups of like world government officials that are like tasked to do things and like are important. That's pretty much all you need to know. These CP groups. I'm let me just make sure there's a lot of history stuff that ties in with specific arcs, so I don't want to get that until we get to those arcs. Oh, actually, you probably know how the series is structured. So the series is structured by sagas, which contain a bunch of, obviously the whole story is interconnected, but each saga contains a bunch of interconnected arcs that flow from one to another. So, do you sort of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like there's no arc that just has, unless it's filler, that just has nothing to do with the rest. Filler arcs obviously have nothing to do with the rest, and they're dumb and they're stupid and they shouldn't be there. But yeah, like there's gonna be a reason for them to be like at a certain place. It's not like they just like, oh, this is the next island, what's here? You know what I mean? In the beginning, that's what it's like, but like after that, there's usually something leads them to certain places, and not like what people think where it's like next island of the day. It's not like that. Like they're at different places for reasons.
All right.
In the early on, it's obviously island to island, but then once they start getting into a story, it gets more like, oh, we have to go here now to do this thing. You know what I mean? I think that's it for now. I feel like next time we are going to, I don't know, we're going to do the East Blue Saga, definitely. Depending on how long the Alabasta Saga is, we may be able to do that. Alabasta.
Alabasta chicken?
Is like Alabasta is this Virgin's World of the Middle East, though.
Oh my god, it is Alabasta.
Kingdom.
You can't eat Palestinian chicken.
Yeah, Alabasta is like this world's version of the Middle East, by the way. So like, yeah, like that's the second saga. The first saga is East Blue, which we'll go cover next week. Maybe we'll cover Alabasta next week too, depending on how long it takes. But I feel like this is a good stopping point, unless you have any questions.
No, I think I'm pretty satisfied with this lesson.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor Joshi.
Okay, so I think we're good for now.
Well,
hope you enjoyed this first lecture. If you want to tune in, we're gonna have our lecture on the East Blue Saga sometime soon. Thanks guys for listening.
bye.
Bye.